Donnie and Dolly, the team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
A reminder, title sponsor of Donnie and Dolly is Able Auctions. You had a text you wanted to read. Delaney's OK Tire and Langley inbox.
We just have the smartest, best viewers in the history of the world.
Versus us.
Yeah, David, it's pronounced Curacao, and so that's why.
I think it's Curacao.
Curacao, okay, anyways.
We've had, actually, people have said both.
And David, why does it seem I always turn on the program at its lowest point? Curacao is an island country of Dutch origins in the Caribbean. Beautiful place to visit.
Emily in the Valley telling us it's an island off the coast of Venezuela. I've heard of it before. I just didn't know its exact location.
No, I have never heard of it.
Is John still with us here?
Hey, hold it. Let's get the picture of Curacao up. It's a beautiful, Donnie.
Okay, there's beaches and resorts there.
Look at this. Look at this. Are you kidding me? You don't want to go there?
Of course.
Yeah.
Why don't you go there right now?
Okay. Maybe in the summer. Look at that. Look at that water.
It takes you back.
Curacao.
Takes you away.
Yeah, Curacao.
We got John now?
Well, now you got to give me a second, as I explained in the break.
Oh, why?
Technologically, we have some work to do on this show.
I'd love to see you two try and do
We
what
did this
I'm
during the
doing over
break.
here.
We talked about this during the break, how we're going to come out of the break. And look at this.
Okay, here, John's ready, and he wants to bring up. He wants me to show the J.J. Adams tweet here. So
John Shannon, NHL
John
Analyst.
Shannon.
There you go. What are we up to here, John?
Well, you see, now here's the point, because Emily in the Valley and the other, was it Don?
David.
They beat me to it, because I was really, my father was a high school principal. We talked about this ages ago.
Yeah.
In Oliver, and I'll tell you what, when Ryan read the tweet, I'm really concerned about the state of education in the province of British Columbia, because that is Curacao. Everybody knows it's Curacao.
No, we don't. No, you don't.
And in grade 11, you learned about Curacao.
Oh, you did not. No, you didn't.
Well, and John, you'll be happy to know.
Goodness gracious.
I never did a project on Curacao, I'll tell you that much.
You'll be happy to know.
Never did a project.
I did, but I never passed.
I mean, seriously. Ryan Henderson, what are you doing not knowing that that's Curacao?
His dad's a principal, too.
My dad was an elementary school principal.
Oh, yeah,
so
right there.
I regularly disappoint him on this show with the way I talk. So
there you go. Geography lessons for free on this show.
Sure, absolutely.
We are not
it's
the
a beautiful
place.
Hey,
if you haven't figured it out, we're not the sharpest tools in the shed.
Speaking of geography, John, so what do you think? Down Yonge Street and take a left on Bloor for the parade? Where are we going with the Leafs celebrations?
Well, come on. Tampa might win tonight. You know? It's not. Remember, this is a team that had Montreal up 3-1 down 3-1 last year in the playoffs. Had Columbus in the bubble, they were up 2-1 in a best. This is the deal ain't done until 4 games. But do I think the Maple Leafs are going to win tonight? I actually think they are going to win tonight. I just, you guys have been around the game as long as I have. Winning 2 Stanley Cups, playing 50 more games than anybody else over that period of time. I have not seen Tampa really in this series give us what we saw with Tampa in the last 2 playoff rounds, in the 2 Stanley Cup years. They seem tired. I don't know what the challenge is to get your name on the cup the 3rd time versus the first 2. I don't.
Yeah, they don't seem as fast. I was going to ask you, is there something that Tampa Bay lacks this year versus the previous 2 championship seasons? What about the Leafs? Do they have something this year that they didn't have in the recent past?
Well, I think they're faster. Mm-hmm. Believe it or not, I think that they're, and you've seen it from the 3rd and 4th lines, they're faster. The problem really, Donnie, is that overall they aren't that much different, but they're veteran players. Giordano's made a difference. Jason Spezza, now that he's in the lineups, made a difference. Jack Campbell hasn't made a huge gaffe in goal yet. There's lots of positives for the Maple Leafs. And really what happened, they finally decided, and I think it must have been in game 3. They finally decided, gosh, we should just play our own game. Stop playing Tampa's game. They were more focused on trying to get Patrick Maroon off his game than they were about, playing the game properly. And so no more Clifford, no more Simmons. Put Spezia in, who's a little more of a finesse player and a better leader, to be honest. And they're playing okay. They can win. But now, if Tampa plays tonight, like we think Tampa can still play, should there be a game 7? Probably. Yeah, probably.
I think, John, I interrupted you. You were going to say something, if I'm not mistaken, about Tampa and what they might be missing this year versus previous seasons.
I just wonder that after you've played as much hockey as they have and have won the Stanley Cup twice, what's the challenge? I compare this in many ways to being in a Broadway musical. And after doing the musical for 2 years, can you still hit the high note? Kucherov can't hit the high note right now. Vasilevsky can't hit the high note. Braden Point can't hit the high note. Stamkos has been okay. The only guy in my mind for that team that has been consistent and driven and playing at the same level that he has for the last 2 years is Victor Hedman. But everybody else, there's a question mark. Everybody else is there something wrong with him? Is he banged up? Is he hurt? It's the same question marks we had with the club in the last 30 days of the season. Is Tampa still the Tampa Lightning that won the 2 cups? I think there's enough questions. They haven't played a complete game yet in the 5 that they've played. And I think the Maple Leafs overall, if you took the five games, you would say that the Maple Leafs have probably played better 70% of the time than Tampa has.
John, the big question here, again, it's a weekly question for you. Bruce Boudreau, will he be back? A little bit of clarity.
We need music. We need some music.
Will Bruce be back? Will Bruce be back?
Well, no, we need
Brian, get some music, piano.
They call me Bruce.
The Ted Koppel countdown. We need the Ted Koppel. I mean, it's 19 days and counting.
Yeah.
On June 1st, he is the coach of the. If he doesn't have their job, he's the coach of the Vancouver Canucks.
Yeah.
19 days and counting.
Yeah, but the Canucks don't want him to wait till June 1st, John. They got a ton of stuff to do here. They would like an answer as quick as possible. Is the feeling we get?
Then why? Then I understand that. Then why would Jimmy have said that in the press conference?
Right.
Why would he have said it? Why would he have announced that here's the date of the deadline?
Yeah.
They were trying to put pressure on Bruce to make a declaration, and that's what the contract says. Here's the thing. I mean, I think that Bruce will be back, but what if Philadelphia comes and gives him a great deal and comes and says, Bruce, would you like to coach the Flyers? The other thing that's going to happen now is with Barry Trotz being on the market are there other teams now going to be saying, oh, hey, listen, we can get Barry Trotz. How does that affect our coach now? And then how does that affect Bruce's ability to probably maybe find somewhere else that is interested in him as well? I'm not saying he's out there searching, but this is one of those ones where you say, okay, well, why, if you wanted to come back, why haven't you declared now? And I think, quite frankly, I think that he's still seeing if there's other options in his long-term options for him to coach in the NHL.
LA can finish off Edmonton tonight. What's your sense of the level of Connor McDavid's frustration right now?
I think it's like every other guy that gets eliminated in the first round. He's not happy. He's ticked off. The question that I think, Donnie, is since the coaching change, has there been enough positives to keep Connor calm? And the answer is, they had a very impressive record. The Canucks and the Oilers had impressive records after coaching changes. And is that enough? You know, the frustration I think for the Oilers is that LA of the last two games have played such a strong, simple game, and the Oilers have not been, their attention to detail has not been near as good as what the Kings' attention to detail has been, and that's concerning. But you know, I don't want to hear that Connor's going to ask for a trade. I know Leon's going to ask for a trade. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Is he going to be ticked off? Sure, he's going to be ticked off. I'd be ticked off too.
Didn't the Oilers trade Wayne Gretzky?
The Oilers did trade.
I got you.
The Oilers, but Wayne didn't ask to be traded.
Okay,
I don't think Connor's going to ask to be traded.
John, thanks for this. Appreciate it.
Okay.
I think all the best.
We're gonna next time. Let's do the show from Curacao.
Oh yeah, we'll throw that picture up again.
Mind you, if Ryan will go to the airport and not know how to pronounce it in order to buy a ticket, but that's okay.
Yeah. They'll send him back.
Caraco, according to Ryan.
Caraco. Oh my God.
That's right.
Oh my God. God.
That's right.
Somewhere there's a geography teacher saying we failed the system. We failed the system.
Yeah, John, people watching this show who are history teachers, geography teachers, math teachers, they say the same thing. Population 155,000, by the way.
Ask Ryan what 1 and 1 is.
Oh my. The shots are flying. Flying at Ryan.
We need to liven this show up. We got to have some fun again.
That's right.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Oh, we don't mind you taking shots at him. Just keep going.
No, Rick.
Keep going. I'm leading in that category.
That's low-hanging fruit.
Yeah.
That's all that is. So.
Yeah.
We'll try to be better next week, John. Good luck.
Cheers.
Thanks.